well. Back in the late 90s, we brought my father here. He looked like he was passing on with a stroke. It looked like I was saying goodbye to him. He was not moving. He was looking like he was passing on. And I thought we were saying goodbye to him. And 2 weeks later, I came back to visit him, and he was on a walker, walking by himself, moving around and animated, and it looked like a miracle. And it turns out one nurse took a particular interest in him and really started working him. She saw life there and started helping him and working with him. And what I got to realize is, aside from just the physical caretaking that they were doing, there was a strong spiritual thought in the staff here. Uh, there were times when my dad was slipping away, looking like he was going to pass away, just sitting in the chair. And a nurse would come in and clap her hands and say, "Get up, up, rise and shine." And he'd pop up. And that's when I realized, wow, there's a thought here. And then when it came time for my mother to need care like this, I first came here around 2018 or so. And then later, after having some private duty nursing care at home, she needed more than that. And we were having trouble getting nursing staffing. And we brought her here. Fortunately, there was a hole, there was an availability, and we got her here and talked to the nurses and explained the difficulty that we had with her, that she was not eating well. She only would eat chocolate and sugary things. She um, was having bowel problems, obviously, and wouldn't let anybody bathe her. Just wouldn't let anybody do that to her. It had been about 10 years. And they said, no problem. We'll work with her. We'll see if we can get her. And they were very patient. There wasn't a forcing issue going on, because if you're managing physical caretaking, but when it comes to the mental challenge like that, I had trouble finding people who knew how to handle that, and I found it here. You guys knew what to do. There was no arguing with her, no fussing with her, no battling, just patiently working with her until she came around, and she did. And in a short time, she was eating a more balanced meal. She was having showers and loving them. Just it was like the best thing she did all day. And the bowel problems went away, the pain. And there was a particular nurse, a couple of them, that were aware of her eating. She would sometimes stall out on eating, and they innovated ways to get her to eat, and came around and see that kind of attentiveness going on here. It's not just routine caretaking, because that's what I was concerned about at a facility. That's why I kept her at home for so long, because I wanted someone to really work with her one on one. And I found that the staff here, the team of nurses together, support each other. And I'm describing physical caretaking, but it all starts with their spiritual thought, because that's what I saw. I felt there was patience, there was love, and the physical caretaking follows that. And I was very impressed here, and she's doing well. Oh, completely relieved, because I was having to bear the burden of looking after her 24/7, overseeing nursing care and such. And I feel like I can leave her here and she's fine. I check in and talk to her on the phone and come and visit when I can, so she knows that I'm around. And my siblings do the same. But yeah, it's been a very tremendous relief. Yeah. If you're having that thought, don't be afraid, because the concern is that you're throwing someone away in a facility. That's the fear sometimes. And this is a family here. They really team together and look after your loved one, and embrace family members that come to visit too. I feel very loved and supported by the staff here as well. And no, it's a good step. It's don't be afraid to try it out. Well, like I was saying before, there's a definite spiritual environment. Okay, people are thinking. You can tell that they're working with Christian Science thought. There's patience. There's love. There's patience mainly. When my mother gets belligerent, what she can do, they're not moved by it. They're not distressed. They say, okay, not right now. We'll come back. And sometimes they wait for it to pass. And so that's the environment. Food's top notch. Okay, I'm a food guy, and the food is top notch. They have a chef here, and it's everything is delicious. The atmosphere is clean. Um, it's modern. It's comfortable. It's first rate. Yeah, well, Christian Science facilities like this are in desperate need. Ms. Eddie made the provision for Christian Science nursing, and it's one thing to have someone in the middle of their life have an injury and needing Christian Science nursing temporary, but when elder folks get to the point where they need it on a more ongoing basis, and the goal is always healing. I don't care what how old someone is, what their condition is. The goal is healing, and they have that here. So please don't shy from contributing. It starts with the spiritual thought. So these folks are the dedicated Christian Scientists here. You can tell, and everything they do, the physical caretaking, the running of a building and a facility follows from the spiritual thought, and that's the standard. And I see it here, and happy to have my mother here.